Hey friends, welcome to Woman-Owned Wallet, the podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Dare, a serial entrepreneur who has already made all of the money mistakes, so you don't have to. Now I'm working on my money mindset, expanding my companies, and having open conversations with women around a subject that shouldn't be so taboo, money. My company, Woman-Owned Wallet, and I are determined to help you foster a more positive relationship with your wallet and help you create a life that makes you say, wow. Welcome back to the Woman-Owned Wallet podcast. You guys, Amanda here, and I'm so excited. I have Martin and Muir here with me, and we were just chatting about how many fucking things this girl does. She is like me. I feel like she's like, sister from another mister vibes of how many things can we say yes to instead of saying no. So thank you, Martin, for coming on the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
I'm just as excited. Trust me. I don't know why, just looking at your beautiful face, like smiling back at me, I'm just like, I got all the girl crush vibes going on.
I love it. I love it.
So you guys, Lauren and I met because I was a panel speaker at her event, the Show Up Summit. And it was such a beautiful event, beautiful day. Just one of the most really inspiring and just truly deep. It was so much deeper than I feel like a lot of other events I go to really got. So I'm just excited to kind of chat a little bit more about that. And just she's now got multiple other events, and I'm incredibly, I used to say jealous, but now I'm inspired.
I love inspired.
Yes. Jealous has this negative undertone. I'm not jealous. I know I can be as fucking cool as Lauren is. I just got to call Lauren. Make something together.
Just put it together.
We'll just put it together. It'll be great. So first, tell us a little bit, was the Show Up Summit your first event that you had put on?
Yes.
It was?
I think so.
And now you have 4 or 5 or something crazy?
So much is going on. The Show Up Summit, so JD Graham and I, she owns the Soul Grind. She has become one of my closest friends. I consider her family now. She's amazing. But
she's so amazing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we did the Show Up Summit with the intention to just do a once a year conference to empower women. But then, like you said, that event, I think, even went further than JD and I could have ever expected. And women were so vulnerable and open, and really, we noticed they wanted that sense of community. So that now has turned into all these pop-up, show-up events, basically every month.
Yeah.
And now we're gearing up to plan for Show Up Summit 2022, September 17th. And it's going to be so epic.
I saw the advertisement yesterday or maybe even 2 days ago, something like that this week. And I was like, ooh, it's happening again.
Yes.
And I saw you guys are looking for new panelists for all of, what were they? They were Show Up in Your Career.
Mm-hmm.
That
show
was
up
the
in
one
your
I was
career,
on.
Show up in your relationship, show up in your mind, body, and soul. And then this year we've added showing up as you.
Ooh.
You've got to apply. I don't know if you've applied, but you need to apply.
Let's go. I'm so bad at talking about myself through written word.
Mm-hmm.
No, obviously not speaking, but I can't write shit.
Yeah.
So I'll have my staff help me out. I got a lot of good copywriters that literally elevate my brand.
Just put, it's Amanda.
It's me, guys.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, we'll know who it is.
Can we skip the rest?
Yes.
Remember you asked me last time?
Yes.
Now I'm applying. No, I would totally apply and respect the process and not be an asshole.
We would accept you either way.
So how is it going to be different with Show Up as You one? I like how the other ones weren't just about, a lot of conferences I go to are just about business. And it was mind, body, soul, relationships, career. It's hitting all these other things. Is the You kind of the way to bring all those together?
I think a little bit together, and then just through, I love networking. So I love meeting women, and I've met so many dope women over the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. So I think we wanted to create a space for those badass women that we can be look, they are just who they are. Yes.
It's they're living that authenticity, that authentic self.
Yes.
And you want other people to be surrounded by that kind of person so that they can see it.
Yes.
And kind of get the vibes.
Yes, most definitely.
I like it. I like it. I mean, I do show up as my authentic self in my pink dungarees and my little yellow shirt with all my little pins that are I love Dolly Parton. I'm here for little snacks. So true. I know I didn't really go through all of those on my panel, but I'm here for the snacks. It's
I love it. I love it.
So true.
You were a vibe. You were a whole vibe yourself.
Whole vibe.
At the summit.
I was like, I'm just coming, just dressed up.
I loved it.
Well, because like everybody's so cool with their like leather, little shorts and like their blazers. And don't get me wrong, I'm obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a baddie.
Yeah.
I'm a cute little thing.
No, you're a baddie.
I mean, I'm
you're
a cute
total
baddie.
Yeah.
But I'm just like cute.
You're your own vibe. You're showing up as you.
I was showing up as me.
Yes.
And you know what's great about those events? And I've talked a little bit on the other episodes about networking events in general. And I love that this one wasn't just like women in business, because there's so many obviously amazing ways to show up as yourself. And I can definitely vibe with people that do that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's so cool because sometimes you don't feel like you can show up as yourself. You're like, I don't know if I can really wear these pink overalls to the grocery store.
Right.
And like I do now, but in the very beginning, like I love to say yes to being on panels, especially panels are my fave.
I love panels.
I love being with people. You can't set me loose on a stage. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. I can't prepare. But even for this, you're like, what are we talking about? Oh, we're going to figure it out.
Right.
I'm like, I just love you and I just want to talk to you. But like I got to show up fully as myself in that moment. And I was never nervous for 1 second that I would like not fit in or something because of the way I decided to dress that day. And I just feel like it's so important that if you're not being like fully comfortable sitting in that self, that finding those moments when you can fully sit in your like authentic self. And like I said, me with my little dungarees and like just playing around with my cute little buttons that I bought, like I hadn't worn those anywhere else yet.
Right.
And they were conversation starters, which was great.
That's perfect.
They're like, oh, I'm here for the snacks too. But guess what else I got? Like all this fucking deep shit that now I got to like fully self-reflect. And I'm like, yes, you do.
With a snack.
With a snack.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of yourself.
You do.
It's important.
You do.
Snacks are important. I have 2 drinks here. Usually I have 3 or 4.
I saw that you had the iced coffee. I'm like, we really are like the same person.
And it's like so old from this morning, you know? Like there's no ice.
Happens.
Just sloshing around, no ice. And then I got this little kombucha from here. And like there's 1 piece of ice left. And we're both ice queens.
Yes.
I would say snobs.
We probably need a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'd be down. I mean, Elsa's my favorite for realistic reasons. If I could just create ice all the time, that would be the best superpower I could ever think of.
That's
I know. Lauren's like, why did I come here? Why did I show up? Just kidding.
Why did I show up today? Because I'm showing up.
You're showing up, girl. Yeah. And it was such a great event. And it was like kind of off the beaten path. Like I'd never been to that location before, but it was such a beautiful location. There was like 2 floors. There were multiple vendors. I bought so much stuff.
Yes, the vendors were amazing.
Oh, so good. Yes, I do love putting money in the wallets of women, and they were all women-owned businesses.
Yes.
And I was like, money for you, money for you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, the vendors were great. They were great.
So how did you choose that space? Like, I feel like running all these events, that must be a major starting point for you.
Yes, that's definitely a starting point. That was I'll give JD her credit, her kudos, because she found the space and took me there. I mean, she's like, we're going to this space. This is where we're going to have it. It's a whole vibe. Meet me here. And I went and we fell in love. Yeah. And so it's going to be really hard to top that space, but we found it. Now we've been looking everywhere for about really since before Christmas, touring different places. And we found the new spot.
Can you tell me where?
Yes, we just announced it. It's City Place in LaGrange.
City Place. Oh, okay. LaGrange. Like yes. I've been out there like once or twice. My friend was getting like a wedding dress from up there. You know what I mean? But it's such a cute city.
Yes.
Like their little square.
Yes. And we thought it would be good.
Far.
No, not far. I live off like Westport Road. So it was like 15 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is then we can kind of expand to LaGrange, and we've already got a connection with their Chamber of Commerce to connect with women-owned businesses in LaGrange so we can help support small business there.
I love you.
Yes.
This is my whole heart.
I know.
My heart's just like sparkling out of my chest. I'm like, yes, all the women-owned businesses, please. Oh my gosh. So I'm starting a directory of women-owned businesses. We're working on an app right now, and that's going to be part of it. And I would love to get your list when you do get it. And I would love to add those women to it as well, so that because we have the tour for all the women in the Nulu district. And I've had a lot of people be like, oh, I love this and I want to be a part of it, but I'm not there. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to take care of you as well, of course.
Right.
But I haven't been able to find a good way to coordinate all of that. So I had a meeting this morning about, creating this app that will have educational courses, but it'll also have like our shop on it. Kind of puts everything in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And the directory will be on there. So
Perfect.
I need to put all these ladies on there.
I will get,
or I can make them a wow map of LaGrange.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right. Business ideas.
Yes.
Brainstorming.
We can't do it all.
Oh yeah. That's the whole point. Isn't that the whole point of this entire...
Do it all.
Well, we can do this.
Yes, we can do this.
I have a staff. Listen.
Yes.
These girls know how to put together a map now.
Yes.
We're working on one for Cincinnati because I'm hoping to open my second store there. So we're working on that one. So I'm just like, these maps are going to be fucking everywhere, you guys.
Yes.
We got to be prepared. So
I'm excited.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Maybe by September 17th.
Yes.
Hey, actually, I could do that. Okay, anyways. So finding the space, JD found the space, and you're just like, this is it. This is vibes. Like, how did you guys, I know how you guys found each other. It was in a workout class at like 5 a.m.
5 a.m. boot camp class.
See, I remember these stories.
Yes.
You guys might have inspired me maybe to talk to people about how I met each other because it was so funny and I remember it.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to meet somebody.
You really don't.
And what that might turn into.
And that's so amazing that you guys met at 5 a.m. I'm not functional at 5 a.m.
Yes. And even then, JD was my motivator. Like, girl, where you at? It's like 5:03. Where you at?
JD's a vibe.
She's a whole vibe.
She's like 5:03. Rude. You can't even show up on time. I'm asleep. So
yes.
No. So you guys met. So you already had a partner for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And were you nervous to have your first event?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think...
Did you feel supported?
I felt supported. I felt like it was time. Like I was confident that we could do it. We both are all about women empowerment and connections. It was really flawless. Like
it was.
We pulled our network together, reached out. Nobody said no. Like all the panelists, that was 18 to 20ish women that we reached out to and were like, listen, we've been watching you or we know you, we're inspired by you, we want you to be on the panel. And not one person said no. They were like, yes, absolutely. When and where. So I think that gave us the confidence to be like, okay, we're doing this, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
And even the vendors were great. It was a special day. Like, I don't think there really is, as crazy or like silly as it sounds, there's no words to describe like what happened that day.
I know, there really isn't. I mean, I know that we have like some videography from, I think his name was Ryan.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I loved him. Yes.
Oh my God. He's so great. I made a TikTok about how like he was the only man at a like feminist event kind of thing. And it went viral. Everybody loved his smile.
I love it.
We all
he
love
was
Ryan's
so sweet.
smile.
And he was like so respectful. Like
absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing man.
He was such a good guy.
He really, really was. Oh my gosh. So sweet. I mean, still is, I'm sure. I just need to.
You just haven't seen him.
I just need to reconnect with Ryan. It's not that big a deal.
Ryan, if you're listening.
Let's chat.
So
we got videos for this podcast apparently that I need.
Yes.
People need to see our smiling faces at each other. So yeah, you felt supported.
Yes.
Wasn't too crazy. You know, they're like, I got to do this event. It's time. JD is definitely pushing me out the door at 5 a.m. to get this shit done. And it was such a beautiful event that was it like right after that you guys are like, we have to do another one and it can't wait a year?
Yes. So I think what happened was after the, look, I could probably like get emotional talking about this. No, but after the summit, that next week was insane. We had so many women either posting on social media or messaging us directly, like literally saying, look, I showed up today, I put on makeup. I showed up today, I went to the gym. I showed up today, I stuck up for myself at work. Like all these things. And we were like, holy shit. Like we made an impact.
Yeah. They're like, showing up everywhere.
People are showing up everywhere. And so initially, like on social media everywhere, everything was the Show Up Summit. Because again, that was our intention was we're just going to do this annual conference every year. Well, then all of that started happening. So we're like, no, this is more than a summit. This is a whole movement of women being okay to just be who they are, whether you're in your relationship, in your career, in your mind, your body, your soul, wherever the fuck you are, like you're just showing up as who you are. So we kind of changed the vibe to the Show Up movement and we're like, let's do another event. So I think our first event.
Yeah. Was it like New Year's?
No, it was candle making.
Oh, yeah.
At Maddox and Rose.
Maddox and Rose, yeah. So, on the tour, ladies. Yes. On the Nulu tour.
On the tour. So we put that out there. We're like, I wonder if people will come. Will they not? Like literally within like 24 hours sold out.
Yeah, I tried to get a ticket and I couldn't.
Oh, you should have just texted me.
I should have. Been like, girl, I'll stand and make a candle. What do I got to do?
Yes. Matter of fact, we went over. We ended up selling over. And we're like,
I remember like looking at it and I was like, oh, sold out. or whatever it was, you know?
So then we did that one and the women again showed up. The cool thing about that one was most of the women that showed up at Maddox and Rose were not women who had been to the Show Up Summit. They just saw what people were saying about the Show Up Summit. So then we're like, all right, let's roll.
That's why it's a movement.
Yes. So
that's amazing. That's really hard to do.
It is.
Yeah.
And it just happened organically.
Yeah.
Yes. So then we created the tribe on Facebook, Show Up Tribe. And we started that in November. This is March. And we've got like 900 people in it.
I know. I'm in it.
Yes. I'm like, what? Like, so every day we're like, oh my God, there's 200. Oh my God, there's 297. And so it just started happening. So we just started throwing events together. We had the Show Up Soiree in December, which was amazing.
I love the soiree. That's so fun.
That was a whole vibe.
Yeah. If I was out with family and I'm like, oh, I want to come. I remember we were like messaging about it. And I was like, I have to go see my like, that's the 1 week a year. Like I can't do other shit because I got in-laws, ex-in-law. That's not the way to say that. I'm not an ex, but you know what I'm saying? Like step-in-laws, all that. I have like multiple people to go see and like, that's the time I have to do it. And I was leaving. So I just got back from a 7-week long trip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was leaving January 3rd. And so I had like people just lined up. So I was like, okay, I got to see all these, family members and everything, fit them all in. So I couldn't come to that one, but it looked so fun. Yes. Where did you guys have it?
The Show Up Soiree was at the Dunley House off Hurstbourne. Oh, like fun. An older historic home. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous. I bet.
And it was so great.
It was the day before New Year's, right?
It was the 30th, I believe.
The 30th, yeah. So the day before New Year's. And you guys saw that one out too?
Yes, sold out. Like instantly. Like what? We're like, what? What is happening? So then we did an online event kind of thing where women just posted about showing up in whatever areas they wanted to. And then I think that's the last one we've done. I can't even keep up. Yeah. But the next one is the Show Up and Socialize. And it's opening night of Churchill Downs.
Oh, perfect.
We're going to get 18 tickets. 18 tickets sold in less than 24 hours. Now we're up to 36. Yes.
I like how you extend the amount of tickets for as many people, like.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's still selling out and it still will sell out even when you extend the tickets. But I like that you're starting with like a smaller amount of tickets and then making room.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you want to show up too? Girl, I'll make some room for you to show up.
Yes, come.
And next time I'm just going to be like, girl, it's sold out.
Yes.
I procrastinated too much.
Just texting and we're good. And the other cool thing is we haven't ever turned anybody down for like financial reasons. Like every event, people have bought extra tickets and sent it to us and said, hey, if you know somebody that wants to come, I'm donating a ticket. Or we've had people like reach out and be like, listen, I love you guys, but I really just don't have it in the budget this month. And we're like, it's fine, just come. Like we're not going to, now we can't just let everybody come for free. But
of course,
yes, genuine people have genuine situations and we don't want that to prevent them from coming to be a part of the tribe and show up for themselves.
Absolutely. Because, like we've been talking about, that was such an intense, like, not intense, that's not the right word. I mean, it was, I guess, but like it was deep and it was impactful. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. It was so impactful that money shouldn't stand in the way of impact.
No, it that was bigger than that.
Absolutely. It's so much more than whatever the price of the ticket is. And I love that people, in their way of showing up, were purchasing extra tickets to make sure that not only can you put on this event and you not be like out that extra money as well, or however you want to say it.
Right.
They were showing up not only for themselves to feel great, but for you guys to benefit and not have to come out of pocket for this event, and for someone else to have the same impact that they knew they were going to have that day because they believed in it so much.
Definitely.
So fucking beautiful.
It is.
I just love women.
I do too. I just love women. I do too.
Like,
I do too.
Guys are great. Whatever.
They're all right.
It's fine. I like mine.
Yeah. No comment on that.
Today, who knows?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I love them.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's definitely like, I just think that's so beautiful that like that is like part of what happened, and that you're like making room for everyone.
Yes.
Like I said, my little glittery heart is just like popping out my chest. I'm so excited. So, I mean, Show Up Summit, obviously we've gone over that. Amazing. Now this girl doesn't just do that. I mean, I was like, hey, can we meet up for this? She's like, I got press for my other event. And that's how I read the text. I have press. And I'm like oh my God.
Who am I?
I don't know. In my brain, you're just this like badass. And I have press. I don't know. Maybe the word press just totally gives me that vibe. But you have the Mind Fest.
Yes.
Which one of my other friends, Emily.
I love Emily.
Yeah. She's your partner, right?
Yeah.
And is it just the two of you guys that are doing that together?
No, so there's like 9 of us.
Oh, 9.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize there was 9. Mm-hmm. I mean, I follow her and I follow you, so I knew your guys's obviously, but 9, that's amazing to get that many people together.
Yes. It's the dopest group of people ever.
Absolutely.
The team is amazing.
Oh my
amazing.
God. Yeah, Emily and I like connected way back when I was on her podcast and she did makeup for some of my photo shoots for the New Black. She was like, come to multiple events. Like we vibe.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, pandemic, we got to hang out again. Emily, hey.
Hey, Emily.
Hey, love you, girl. So we got to hang out again for sure. But it's just like, I saw her and I saw you and I was like, this is going to be so amazing. I'm so excited. And I did get a message to be a vendor at one.
Yes.
At Mindfest. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do it because I'm just not vending right now.
Okay.
So that's the only thing of like, maybe I won't, but I'm coming.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going.
Definitely. It's going to be so fun. So Mindfest is a mental health festival that's coming to the city. Emily is definitely the brains behind it. Her and Faith. Mm-hmm. And then she brought in me and Amanda with Mental Health Louisville, Renisha, which is my actual business partner.
We haven't even
got there. Yeah. And then Randy Woodford, he has a brand called Mindful. Jasmine Presley is the owner of the Presley Post.
Yes.
Shannon Padimo, owner of Goals, community advocate. So it's all Molly Flynn just joined the team too, has been a huge asset. So all of us are coming together. We're bringing this mental health festival to the city. It's going to be May 21st at Roots 101 Museum. Mm-hmm. And the goal is to just normalize mental health. There's going to be music, food trucks, multiple workshops on everything mental health related you can think of. We have a dope ass panel that's going to speak. I won't remember everybody off the top of my head, but like Damarion Fleming's over Sowing Seeds with Faith, Tawani Beckham, our ex-UK basketball player, NBA agent, myself, Millicent with Therapists for Protesters Wellness, Chef Jackie from Louisville that just, don't quote me on this, sorry, Jackie, but she just won a big award. She's been on TV and baking and all kinds of cool stuff.
I feel like I've heard of her.
Yes, Dr. Leon Allison.
Like Louisville community.
Yes, you know? Yes. The panel's amazing. So yes,
who's who of Louisville.
It is. Like, it's so dope.
Hell yes, you have to go. I'm going. Come with me.
Yes, it's going to be so fun. With me. Yes, food truck. I mean, there's food trucks. Like
anywhere there's food. Listen, I'm here for the snacks.
Yeah, I'm
here for the food truck.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun.
And the mental health.
Yes,
I love
because this city is hurting right now. So
absolutely, the city is hurting. We need so many things, and I mean, this podcast alone is really about like your money story and traumas that you had to, you know, that I've experienced, especially like through my life, have dealt with money more than I thought. Mm-hmm. And when I started to kind of like stop avoiding my finances and stop avoiding the things that I was making money mean about me, and especially owning multiple businesses over years and having, you know, bank accounts overdrawn a lot.
Yes.
Like owing everyone money. Like I made it mean stuff about myself and I went into depression, which made it worse. And once I started to heal some of that financial trauma or money trauma around my story and like my journey and the influences that have come into my life. And I've been like, oh, I took it that way. Not even that somebody did something to me, but the way it impacted me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, trauma is just the things that you haven't been able to process as quickly as they came.
Yes.
So like, there's so much trauma that we deal with like on a daily basis and like small amounts and everything. And like normalizing just talking. So I'm trying to normalize talking about money.
Yes.
But mostly not the idea of like 6 figures in 6 months, like fucking bullshit, you guys. Like, no, build a like sustainable, you know, scalable brand. That's way different than 6 figures in 6 months. There's easy, quick ways to make money that I don't know.
Right.
Because guess what? I'm still not a millionaire.
I'm not either. Yeah.
I'm just trying to feel great in my life, in my financial situation, and separate myself from my finances so that I don't have to be making it mean something about me that it doesn't mean.
That is so true.
It doesn't have to mean that. And I think it's beautiful that with, you know, Mindfest that, you know, you're normalizing mental health. Mm-hmm. And in like all aspects of it, it sounds like you have so many different people leading it, so many different people speaking on the panel. It's just beautiful.
It is. It's going to be great.
It's going to be so amazing. How did that come about? I mean, that's so many people to bring together. So you're saying Emily, did she kind of run with that?
Emily came up with it. She brought in Faith and Randy. They had connections, I think. Faith had been on her podcast. He's a huge mental health advocate himself, musician, and is also a brand ambassador for Mental Health Louisville. So I think organically, like, she brought them in, and then she brought Amanda in from Mental Health Louisville. Amanda brought me in. I brought in Renisha, Jasmine, and Shannon.
Yeah.
And the
just
crew
kept going.
Yeah, the crew became the crew, and here we are.
Well, not only am I going to show up, but if you need volunteers or something.
We do. Please
Girl,
volunteer.
I'm down.
Yes.
I'm down. I'm going to just make sure to clear my schedule right now. I'm there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
No, I'm so excited that that's happening at all. But literally with this completely like loaded panels and loaded people behind it, like it's just so jam-packed with amazing people is what I mean.
Yes.
And I'm just even more excited because of that.
And even the vendors, we've got like about 40 vendors right now, but they're all mental health and or wellness places from around the city.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we want people to leave with knowing more about what resources are in the community to help them with their mental health, whether that be physical, spiritual, money related, real estate, like money coaches, housing, how to buy a house, how to fix your credit, like all of these different things. So you're going to come not just talking about trauma, depression, anxiety, but how do you treat yourself as a whole to make sure that your mental health is okay?
Absolutely. Because, when your surroundings, the things that are around you, and if you're not able to like have control over those being positive, that's going to affect you mentally, of course, and can like just steamroll through your whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's kind of like, I almost said it's kind of like Queer Eye.
Yeah.
In Queer Eye, like I love Queer Eye. I'm completely obsessed. Every time there's a new season, I watch the entire thing in a day, and it makes me feel amazing. And I like that as like, a quote unquote makeover show, which, that's not even the way to say it. It's more than a makeover, which I think is their entire tagline. But they don't just surround the person with like a new home or with a haircut or with new clothes. It's the amount of time they take with them. Like I read this article that's like, you see 45 minutes, but it's really like, it is a full week or longer that they're giving so much love and really pulling out this potential that people have. And people have so much potential, but maybe they haven't experienced, positive influences in ways that have impacted them to really be their authentic self, as we've talked about.
Right.
And I love that because if it sounds like from what you're talking about is that you're not handling it from one aspect. You're surrounding people with resources. And I just think it's beautiful. It's just so fucking beautiful. This is why
so exciting.
I'm coming and I'm volunteering. Write my name. I'll be at the top. I'll be the bossy bitch.
Yes, that's what you're now the volunteer coordinator.
I'm the coordinator?
Yes.
Let's go. I'm happy to. I can wrangle cats. Now that I'm calling volunteers cats. But maybe.
Here we are.
No, I know how to get shit done. And I've hosted a lot of my own events, but they haven't been to the scale that you've hosted them. And I've always been inspired by that too.
Thank you.
I think it's important to let people know that Lauren has multiple businesses and just randomly also decided to add on these events.
It's crazy.
It's smart to add on events though, because it's kind of like it happens and then it's over. You get a little break.
You breathe.
You can breathe. And then you plan the next one.
Exactly.
Because now you're addicted to having these
events. I know. I woke up one day a couple months ago. I'm like, oh, so now I'm like an event coordinator.
You totally are.
How did that happen?
Yeah. So how did you go from being coach, consultant, and therapist through your other businesses to, I guess we've kind of talked about that a little bit, like JD 5 a.m. convinced you.
So I was, yes, definitely.
But before that,
it all just kind of took off. I'm a therapist. I'm really a therapist.
Dude, I'm just kidding.
I'm a therapist. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor. I'm the co-owner of Martin and Muir Counseling with Renisha Martin. So by day, I'm a therapist. We have an amazing mental health agency that serves individuals, families, couples. We primarily work with youth and young adults who are in the school system or in the criminal justice system. It's my passion. I love it. The pandemic hit and all of a sudden, actually JD was going to speak at another women's conference. And she was like, I need you to sign up for this breakout session. I'm like, whoa. I don't speak about mental health. And she's like, no, you do. I already told them that you're going to apply. And you said yes. I'm like, girl, I don't do that. Well, then the pandemic hit. Everything happened with like Breonna Taylor, racial injustices, protests in the city. All of a sudden, everybody wanted somebody to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I became a speaker talking to all these places about mental health. Well, then JD and I, that other conference fell through.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go into that, but it didn't work out. And so JD's like, we can do one ourselves. And I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. And we're like, okay, we'll talk about it next year. Well, people were hurting. We saw that and we're like, let's do it this year.
Absolutely.
And so we're like, are we doing it? Yeah, we're doing it.
We're just doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
So I guess like for me, it seems like a lot of different things on the outside looking in. It's just who I am. If you
notice, what you're passionate about.
It is. Everything that I do, the underlying thing is I'm helping people.
Absolutely.
And I'm connecting people. And that's where my passion is.
It's because that's my passion too.
Yes, that's why we connect.
That's why we love each other.
Yes.
That and ice snobbiness. It's fine.
Ice, yeah. Ice queen.
Well, I mean, like how amazing of you to like step up and show up. I mean, really like into this role when everyone was like, we need this now. And you're like, yeah, with some pushing from JD, of course.
Yes.
Because we all need that. Is she an Aries? Do you know? April birthday, late March. Is it coming up?
No, we just celebrated her birthday. It was warm outside because we went to Maddox and Rose. I feel like it was over the summer.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have to ask her.
I was just wondering because I'm an Aries and like on one of the other episodes that's going to come out is like, you believed in me before I did kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I was pushing you. And I was like, that's me. That's what I do in the relationship. I'm a pusher, Katie, or whatever. I remember from that. Mean Girls, like a drug pusher. No, I'm a pusher, Katie.
I'm a Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio. Ooh, I like it.
That's what everybody always, that's the response that everybody says.
I see it now.
They're like, oh.
No, I see it now. Well, I did a whole series of collections last year with the New Black that were all based on zodiac signs. And we dressed everybody in their power color. And the power color for Scorpio is black, which of course, I've only seen you.
I only wear black.
I've only seen you in black. And it's because it's your power color. And every time I see you, you're in your power.
Yes.
This makes so much sense.
Amanda, oh my God. I only wear black. Yeah. Now, you might catch me with a pop of color every now and then, but black is me.
Yeah. You're like, it's happening. This is you're just stepping into that power of the Scorpio, like power color. Yes. So you gotta show it off.
Yes.
I love it.
That is so funny.
And I bet she is. Well, I guess I've seen her mostly in black as well. So, I mean,
she does wear all black.
She does wear black. And of course, that's like, was my aesthetic for so long with the New Black, of course, is like minimalism and everything. But now I'm just popping out and I'm like, I think I went through this phase where even your wardrobe like really does affect your mental health a lot. And you can show people how you're feeling, what's going on through your wardrobe.
Yes.
And I think for so long, I was actually trying to conform a little bit more than I realized with the New Black. Like as I look back at it now, it's 7 years old. It just had our anniversary the other day. And I can't believe it's that old. It's like a second grader. And I was like, oh my God, it's in like elementary school now. Like flourish, little baby. And so like I realized though, I was making myself a little smaller in not just like, not in how I looked, but how I felt. And I was like, wow, I actually like my favorite color is pink.
I love pink.
I fucking love pink.
Yeah.
I just kept feeling like I was trying to conform into the society standards of myself and all that, stuff. When I turned 30, I was just like, fuck this. Like, this doesn't feel right.
No,
and like,
I agree.
Even though I was a little like pink bedrooms, everything was good. But for a while I was like, pink like was just not cool. I don't know, like to have as your favorite color. Like it was just so expected.
Yes.
Oh, you like makeup and shit and like you like pink, like you're such a basic bitch. And I'm just like, well, yeah, I mean, like I actually really
so basic.
Live that title, but also like it doesn't have to mean that either. Like it can just be what I like.
It's just what I like.
Yeah, it's just what I like. And because you're hyper feminizing it doesn't mean that it's wrong.
Right.
And I feel like I've always like really celebrated masculinity in my life. And I'm really trying to celebrate my femininity.
I love it.
Did I even say it right? Femininity. It's like anemone. I did work on Nemo in college, like when I on the show in Disney World.
Did you?
I did costuming.
Did you work at Disney?
I did. I mean, it's been like 12 years.
I'm going next week.
You are? I just went. Well, I went to Disneyland. I'm a Disney bitch. I even watched like the TikTok live streams of people that are at Disney World. It's super fun. Are we the same? Or no you're like, we've diverged.
We've diverged.
This is new for me. There's also this, do you like Sims? That game? Sims? I don't know. Well, do you like Schitt's Creek?
I've seen a couple episodes.
I think there's a lot of good mental health stuff in there.
Is there?
There is.
My best friends, they love it.
Yeah. You have to don't watch the first episode. Mm-hmm. Everybody says like, fuck that. But over time, like it really, really develops the characters in a way that's just, I almost can't fully explain it, but they've created a world of like acceptance, especially within like LGBTQ, AI plus like communities where you can just exist in this world.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this negative thing or this major thing. Like they've changed the conversation
I love it.
Around a lot of those relationship conversations that people are having. And it's just beautiful. And it's not just that, but it's like, they really captured that well, like Dan Levy and Eugene Levy, like making it like fucking gorgeous. So anyways, my whole point is that I watch TikTok live stream. This is for like 5 minutes. I'm not sitting around for hours.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I need a little escape and I love Sims. I watched this girl make the Schitt's Creek set on Sims. So it's like worlds colliding. But we've diverged.
We totally diverged. But I love that.
Well, what's your like guilty pleasure? Nah. I mean, it's not even a guilty pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it at all.
No. My guilty pleasure. That's a great question.
Well, when was the last time you went to Disneyland or World?
I hate Disney World.
We have diverged. Okay, we're not the same anymore, Lauren.
This escalated quickly. We are not the same. Actually, I went last year because my daughter cheers. So we go for cheer competitions.
Well, that's why you don't like Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated when all the cheer competitions.
No, I love cheer.
No, it's not that. I just mean like the amount of people in one place where you don't get to do what you want to do.
Amen. Yes.
You got to go. Like I've been by myself to Disney World and it's the best.
Interesting.
Because you don't have to like worry about anything. If you don't want to wait in that line, you don't wait in that fucking line.
See, I feel like by myself, I want to be on a beach with a cocktail in the ocean.
Well, I did that too.
Yeah.
That one
I need
day
to do that.
Disney that day. Yeah. Well, I'll go do that with you if you don't want to be fully by yourself.
Okay.
I'll lay on a beach. All right. We're back together now.
We're back together. We're back. That's hilarious.
Okay. So you're a therapist. I can't even remember.
I don't either. I'm a therapist. We were just talking about the journey of a therapist to coaching to events to all of these different things.
So how did like coaching and consulting come in? Because you showed up as a therapist when Louisville really, needed some guidance. Of course, like it was such a stressful time in our city. And like being down here, especially like was part of protests and stuff. Like literally I was selling masks just for everyone, and gave so many to them. And Emily actually picked up quite a few of them and brought them to protesters. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
To be able to utilize my sewing skills to help. Yeah. So it's just really a lot going on, obviously. So you went through all of that. You've stepped up. But how does like coaching and consulting, how did that come about?
Honestly, it really came about. So I've been doing therapy for about 6 years. The populations we work with are very high risk. And so I think I was starting to get burnout. / wanting for people to know me as more than just Lauren, the therapist, because I started doing these other things. And so the coaching and consulting came about because I started doing some grant writing for a nonprofit. And then JD and I started doing the events. I was doing all these speaking engagements. And so that became more the consulting.
Okay.
Most recently, I also started doing a coaching group. So we do finances and mindset, me and a financial coach. He coaches on finance. I coach on mindset.
Wait. I did know that. Because I think that was like also part of the reason I was like, I got to get this girl on here.
Yeah. So that's very new, very baby stages. We just had our first group finish, which was awesome.
Yay.
And so that's kind of growing. But honestly, I'm just growing professionally. I love being a therapist. I will always probably have a small group of people that I do therapy with. But I'm just ready for more. I love doing the events. I love consulting. I love doing supervision of clinicians, consulting with other agencies who are opening their own mental health practices and things like that. And so there came Silver Linings Coaching and Consulting.
I love that it's called Silver Linings. That's so fun.
So here we are.
So when you were, going through your first program, is like the title of it? Is it just Silver Linings and that partner that was doing like the wealth coaching, financial coaching, and you're doing that therapist?
Yeah. So Martin and Muir Counseling is my counseling agency. And then there were things I was doing outside of that. So I developed Silver Linings Coaching and Consulting that would just be Lauren.
Okay, got it.
The financial coach I work with is Ross McCutcheon. He owns Anchor Financial. So we just partner together to do those
just
groups.
For that. And then, so when you guys are going through this, I really love the combination of those two things because obviously that's what I'm kind of talking about on this entire podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So were there any like themes that kind of came out or things that a lot of people struggled with that you were able to help them through? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
so
obviously just generalities.
yeah. So Ross has much more experience than I do in the coaching world. And so he has he left his full-time job and now does coaching full-time. And he noticed that like, even though he was making a lot of progress and people were successful with their finances, they still had all this other stuff, quote unquote, that they hadn't dealt with. So he's like, I think we could work. And actually, so talking about money, Ross was my financial coach, me and my husband a couple of years ago when we were not in a good, I guess it's been more than a couple of years ago by now. It feels like it. The pandemic throws away the whole freaking...
I forgot everything.
So it's probably more like 4 or 5 years ago. But I mean, we worked with him. We paid off like $8,000 in debt. I mean, it was great. So then he reached out to me. It was kind of like divine, like, I don't know. I think God brings people together for a reason. And he was like, hey, like, I know we used to work together a couple of years ago. I see what you're doing on social media. I think we could work together. And it's been really powerful because we've talked a lot about the mindset of like believing in yourself, changing habits, dreaming bigger. Like you said, I think with your situation, money really, what we talk about in there is money is like amoral. Money only takes on the positive and negative of the person that you're with. But you get depressed, you get anxious, you get all of these things because of your money situation. But if you can start to learn to believe in yourself, create new habits, dream bigger, plan a vision, set goals, hold yourself accountable, all these different things, then your money situation looks a lot different.
Absolutely.
And you feel better. So we've gotten a lot. We had 5, 6 people in our first group. There was a couple and they all had a lot of success. And that was the feedback. They were like, oh my gosh, we've had financial coaches before, but to have both combined and actually address, because then what comes out is people have marriage issues.
Yeah.
They are struggling with parenting their kids. They've got this trauma from the past. And so they don't trust each other. So, all these underlying themes that are affecting their financial situations.
Absolutely. Oh my God, I'm joining the next group. Well,
it's fun.
I love it. I have a money mindset coach, Melissa, and she does we do short episodes where on this podcast, in between the longer interviews, and she and I talk through a lot of the stuff. And in order for me to feel comfortable talking to anybody else about their stuff, I open up myself and make sure that the things that we talk about in those smaller episodes or shorter episodes, the minisodes, that's the word.
Yeah.
Those are the things that she's actually coaching me on, that I'm actually dealing with, that even though looking in, from the outside, I look like successful, which is just, we're all redefining that word. But I can look like that. I'm like, well, she's got businesses and she, has this podcast or she's speaking on these panels or whatever. Inside, I've gone to multiple of those things and I felt like such an imposter and so struggling through those things. And one of my favorite phrases is, when the fear doesn't leave, you're going to have to do it scared. And so I don't believe that my fear is allowed to hold me back from doing things.
Same.
But that's something that I've had to grow into over time. Yeah, it takes so long. And I fully do trust myself now. And that's what true confidence really is.
Yes.
Is that I don't need all the external influences.
Yes.
But over my life, I've had so many external influences that dug deep in, made money mean things. I made money mean things that it didn't have to mean.
Yes.
I was saying, I made it, when I was overdrawn, made it mean that I was just a terrible person, that I'm terrible with money.
Telling yourself this narrative. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm never going to get good with it. No one trusts me with it. I don't trust myself with it. And it really is. It's habits. I'm writing this, this course right now about, healing from your money mistakes. And even calling it mistakes, I don't even like to call it that, but definitely, I think that resonates with a lot of people. It's I'm making all these mistakes. How do I just get past this? And so much of what we're doing is trying to make sure that, you're comfortable enough with your senses to be able to stop avoiding and start addressing some of these financial issues and changing your habits like you're talking about.
Yes.
Your habits literally lead to financial success.
Yes. Yes. And even the word mistakes, like mistakes in general, I think just has a negative connotation when really it's just a mistake. Okay,
Yeah,
you made a mistake. Now let's learn from it.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be a bad thing, right? You don't have to beat yourself up over it. Okay, you made a mistake. We knew you were going to. You're not perfect. Like you made a mistake.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, no one comes out of the womb with this skill set.
Yes.
Managing money is a skill set.
It is.
That you practice daily.
Yes.
You know, you can practice it as often as you want to, or you don't practice it as often. And you can set a lot of things on autopilot, but that's not always good either. So you have to find that balance, you know, for yourself a lot more. And it's just like, if I am able to talk through those vulnerable moments, like vulnerability is just one of my gems, because I feel like I trust myself so much and I don't look for that external validation. I'm just like, oh, fuck it. What do you want to know? Like, I'll tell you anything. I mean, way too far sometimes. Yeah. Most times.
Right.
Let's be real. But it is part of what makes, you know, me more unique. And if I'm not willing to go through those moments, you know, with my personal money mindset coach, who has really helped me address a lot of those things and held my hand when I was scared to open an email from the bank or not an email, but like a letter from the bank. And like, I was like, I thought I was on paperless billing and I'm not.
Right.
No.
Right.
And then you open it. And like one time I was like, it was like a red envelope from, you know, the IRS or whatever.
Right.
And I get so many red envelopes, you guys. And I opened it and it was for $0. Like I owed $0. And I was like, why is this red? Why are you freaking me out like this? So fucking rude. It's so rude because it's $0 because guess what? Now I'm actually ahead on paying my sales taxes. Like today's the 2nd. It's not due till the 20th. I'm going to pay it tomorrow.
Right.
Like those things I started to realize that I was having stress because I felt like I didn't have control.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. It feels out of control. It feels like I'm never going to get a handle on it. I'm like, first of all, stop using absolutes.
Yes.
Never.
Yeah, let's start there. Yeah.
Thank you, therapist. Could I I'm going to get some therapy right now, you guys. I've actually been to therapy for quite a long time.
Me too.
Yeah, which has really helped me. And I am looking for a new one. So.
Oh, I've got some ideas. Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. Tell me who to talk to.
I will. I'll send you a list. I got a whole crew I love.
I'm so excited. I got a really good recommendation from this other girl who feels like basically my sister. And I was like, yeah, that would be a good one to like check out. But since I just got back from this long trip, I was like, now I'm getting back into it all. But anyways, ADD is happening. I can't remember what I was talking about, but I'm trying to say that the habits, you know, create the things that help you. And in the like course that I'm working on, it's similar to the ideas that you're going through, except I don't offer like the wealth coaching with it, which is fucking amazing. I wonder how many of you guys out there need to be part of Lauren's future programs.
Yes.
I think most of us, like I said, I'm already joining.
Yes, because accountability sometimes is just huge. Just having the group accountability is a big piece of it.
And you don't speak often to your friends or your family about money the way that you like need to be able to in order to learn these things a little bit quicker. And, you know, we're all learning these financial issues the hard way.
Right.
Because we were going into credit card debt. Like you said, you paid off $8,000 worth of debt. Amazing.
Right.
Amazing. And I remember like feeling so much shame.
Yes, you do. And it feels impossible.
It feels impossible. And like, I think everybody can just read $8,000 across my forehead as I'm walking around.
Yes. Like everybody
negative,
has.
Red.
You suck.
Yeah. You suck. Why do you owe $8,000? And I got myself definitely in the beginning when I was working into working for like I still work, obviously, but like working as a retail manager where the culture of the company that I was working at full time, like I would get yelled at if the sales goals weren't met. So if it was like a super slow day, I was going into debt to not get yelled at by my superiors.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. But I get it. Like I get why you did it. Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's just $50 here. And it's like Charlotte Russe. So like,
I used to work there.
You did?
Yes, in college.
Oh my God. Back together.
Back together. Always back together.
We diverge. We come right back.
That's fine.
Did you like it?
I mean, I was in college. Yeah. Like, I'm sure I did. I don't really remember.
It was actually pretty cool for like a long time. And then it just became that catty and struggle bus. And obviously, like I said, I was being like yelled at by my managers when I wouldn't make like the sales goal. And I was going into debt. And no one should be going into debt.
At your job.
I was like, what the fuck? And I would it was fast fashion, which is when I started to learn about slow fashion and capsule wardrobe. And it really led to like the entire reason why I have the new Black and sustainable and ethical practices.
I love that. I need a capsule wardrobe. I need to talk to you offset. Yeah.
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 I got you. And guess what? I have all your power color available.
I know. All black.
All black.
Listen, wait. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The Show Up and Socialize at Churchill opening night. Guess you got a hot pink jumpsuit. So it's not black. It's hot pink.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
You want to twin that night?
Yeah.
I want a hot pink jumpsuit. I just bought the cutest. I was in LA and I was like, I'm going to start working on my like wardrobe and like not buying things because they hide me or my body. And like, being a mid-sized girl too and like petite, I have to get everything altered, which I think everybody should.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just me, living in the seamstress world. I can alter my own stuff, but I usually don't. My staff help me. It's hard to pin on yourself. It's normal. It's normal. But I was starting it and I got a few like hot pink pieces.
I love it. I got a hot pink blazer. Ooh, I got this lime green tank. Same. I do in the summer. We'll back away from, I still am going to wear lots of black dresses, but I definitely will lean into like bright poppy, like lime green, orange, hot pink. Yes.
It's so funny because like you're saying you either wear black or it's just so outrageous of it, like loud of a color of like neon. I was like that too, where I'm like, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't, and sometimes both.
Yeah.
And sometimes neither.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm wearing black.
No, don't worry. You look great in black. I love it.
Thank you.
But for real, I'm happy to dress you and like, definitely kind of getting that together. But it's those moments that you like start. I didn't know about just fast fashion until I started to learn about it. And I didn't know about any of the stuff that I'm like now super aware of because I just didn't take the time to set aside and to like really look inward.
Yeah.
And I think from, what we've been discussing, definitely it's so important to know that your skill set isn't limited to your current job, even when it's the business that you own.
Right.
Like it doesn't seem weird to me that you run multiple events and have multiple businesses at all, because I have multiple things going on at all times. And as long as you can put commitment into each one of them, you're golden.
Yeah.
Can't worry about it. You don't want to half-ass a bunch of stuff.
No.
You want a whole ass, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. Yes. Yes. And I think that's something that comes with like being an entrepreneur. Like it opens up like this creative part of your mind that you maybe have never used or accessed before.
Absolutely.
And I think that's been pretty cool. Like just to learn more about yourself.
Yeah. Everything's possible now.
Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah. Because in the beginning, my first business was Martin and Muir. That's my baby, like my heart. So I'm like, oh, this is nervous. Can I be a business owner? What do I know about it? Like, and now people are like, do you want to put on a mental health festival in the city? Yeah, let's do it. Like, do you want to do this? Sure. Why not? Like, let's meet, So that's been really cool. And I've just met incredible people who have inspired me, who have helped me see myself differently, helped me build my own self-esteem and confidence to, crush my goals. And it's been really cool.
No, I think that's amazing. And what a great way to wrap up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I feel those vibes. I'm glad we're back together.
Me too.
At the end of this.
Me too. And now I'm going to see you at Mindfest.
Yeah,
I'm going to see you at Show Up Summit.
I'm literally going to write it on, I'm the volunteer coordinator.
No, me too. I'm going to text Amanda as soon as we're done.
Yeah. And be like, I found another Amanda.
Yes.
Amandas love Amandas.
Have you met Amanda?
I'm not sure. I know a lot of Amandas, so.
You should get her on here. Yeah. Amanda, I will butcher her last name, Billabisis. She's the owner of Mental Health Louisville.
Perfect.
She's so.
I'm calling her tomorrow.
Seriously, she's amazing.
I love Amandas. Like especially, I feel like every Amanda I know is like kick ass and around my age because it was just super popular. So yeah, super excited to connect with her. So yay, Amanda, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. She's gonna be like, thanks, Lauren.
Thanks. Yeah. You said no for, or
she
you
does
said
the
yes
same
for
thing
me.
To me. She'll be like, Lauren, by the way, you're doing this tomorrow.
You're doing
I'm
this.
like, okay.
Perfect. Well, how can everybody follow you? How can they, come to all these events? Like, can you plug a few things for us?
Yes. So
let's start with one. And then
let me think about this. Okay. So the best way, I'll plug in Show Up Movement first. So Show Up Movement, we're on Instagram at Show Up Movement. We are on Facebook, Show Up Movement. That is also linked to the Show Up Tribe. So you can find me there.
can find me there too. Let's hang out.
Yes.
If you want to volunteer.
Yes.
Okay, so MindFest.
MindFest is the mental health festival coming to Roots 101 on May 21st. We also have a networking event for MindFest. You'll meet all the vendors, panelists, the committee at Joe's Palm Room on March 31st at 6 o'clock.
That's coming up. I like it.
I can't wait. And then what else? And then me, Lauren.
Yeah, you,
Lauren. No, so I'm on Instagram, Lauren_Silver Linings.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and just being amazing. Like I said.
No, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And I'm glad that you're in my life.
Yes, you too. You too.
Thanks so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye. If you want to put more money into the wallets of women like we do, then check out our website, thewomanownedwallet.com. And we can't wait to continue the conversation on our social media. So definitely follow us on our Instagram @womanowned.wallet and on TikTok @womanownedwallet. You can support us by following our podcast on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And don't forget to leave us a review. Thank you for listening to Woman Owned Wallet, the podcast.